Hello, my name is Jacob Roberts, and for my final project I have selected GIS and GPS. The reasons I've selected GIS is because I've recently just taken a GIS course at UAM while going through my organismal major biology degree, and at the time I didn't really see the way that GIS could be implemented into a classroom, but after recently studying and reviewing it, I can easily see why GIS could be integrated into a classroom to help students further their education and provide more critical thinking. What is GIS? GIS stands for Geographic Information System. GIS is a system that is designed to capture, store, manipulate, analyze, and manage, and present all types of geographic data. GIS is origins. It was first presented in a paper called A Geographic Information System for Regional Planning by Roger Tomlinson in 1968. Many consider Tomlinson to be the father of GIS, as he was the first person to present it. For GIS to work, it needs to have three fields, and those three fields include cartography, statistical analysis, and computer science. The first of the three, cartography, is the study and practice of map making. With this, in general, cartography represents the terrain of the mapped object. This can include land, masses, roads, lakes, man-made objects, and many other things. In general, this is really just how maps are made, and how for the system to work, it needs something to go off of, and maps are the first thing that has to happen. Your second is statistical analysis. This is where the GPS and many other types of forms go into consideration. To understand how area or anything works within GIS, data needs to be plugged into the system, and statistical analysis is where this happens. The concept of statistical analysis is the study of collecting, organization, analyzing, interpretation, and the presentation of data. After the data has been plugged into this GIS, along with cartography, it needs to take on a visual form, and this is where computer science takes. There are many algorithms that are taken during statistical analysis to present the data to a person. And computer science is also the practical approach to computation and its applications. For GIS, this is taking data and transforming it into visual practices like I previously stated. After looking further into GIS, there are many educational uses that I've seen in different fields. The ones that I'll go over are social studies, science education, business and marketing education, language arts, mathematics, health, and physical education. The first subject that comes to mind when thinking of GIS, in my opinion, is social studies. The reason for this is, to me, social studies is the break between history and geology and how those two intertwine. The first way I feel that GIS can benefit to social studies is explore demographic information for countries of the world. This could be done by seeing the difference in countries between male or female, or maybe see how ethnic diversity is between different parts of a town, or even blocks or communities, or even from town to town. The second way GIS can benefit social studies is by helping students visualize historical events, and this could be done by after a student has read up or been taught a specific historical event, the teacher can log on to GIS and show them exactly where on a map the actual event occurred. You can also go further than this. If it's, for instance, a battle, you could go into the battle and show them where it may have started, and as the battle progressed, show them which direction or which way it went. The third here I have is explore natural change over time. And to me, this is a very large reason why GIS can be implemented into any type of education and is used in the professional world as well. A lot of times with GIS, you can take old images and compare them to new images. The internet is a great place to look for GIS data, because so often now it is saved and is stored onto websites. And with this now, you can take images from a certain place and then you can go to a recent more photo and see how that place is developed. And this could be used to show how humans have changed the area over time by going into that area and developing it, or how natural changes due to global warming have changed the area dramatically. There are many ways you can approach this, but I feel that it is a very visual way of showing students how change is occurring. Here is also a link that I provided, which is geography.com. And when you click on this link, it will show you how geography and GIS work together, and how that the two almost go hand in hand, and how both can benefit one another. And I feel like this is a good link for anyone to look over. The next subject I feel that GIS is helpful in the classroom is science education. By exploring the natural phenomena such as earthquakes and volcano location, GIS can be used, I feel. There are many places that you'll read during science books or textbooks, and you'll try to explain the way the land is laid out. And with GIS, you're able to see physically what these areas look like. The next, I feel, is another very large application of GIS in the professional world, and that's exploring the habits of animals and the impact of humans. This goes along with social studies, like I previously stated, but again, you can definitely see how areas that were once did not involve any human impact whatsoever has changed, and this can maybe show students to understand how much humans have impacted our world around us. Now I'm going to show a short video how GIS can be applied in education.
Let's spend a few minutes exploring what we can do with GIS in education. One of the most powerful things that people have been doing in the last few years is putting their GISs online. So, for example, the ESRI Mapping for Everyone site. As the name implies, it allows you to create and share maps for free. Let's scroll over here and see what we have when we pull up this web page, just with an ordinary web browser. I can see the median household income for states. I wonder why that variability occurs. Why do some states have a lower income and some states have a higher income? As we drill down, we can see county level data. Interesting variability. And now I'm going to zoom into Omaha, Nebraska, Council Bluffs, Iowa. I can definitely see that the median income now by census tract varies as I move around the city. Let's say now that I want to change the variable. Let's take a look at unemployment rate now. The income was lower here, the unemployment rate is higher. That makes sense. What about median age? Are there younger people in those neighborhoods? Yes, there are. Older people out here to the west and to the east.
The next subject I feel that GIS could benefit is business and marketing education. I feel like this is a good subject for education and GIS to work together, because by using GIS, the program, or also a GPS, you can plot different locations on a map that maybe your business or places that you need to travel to, you can plot on a map. Once you've plotted, you can take this and put it into GIS, and by using the program, you can find the quickest or the best route to take to optimize time. And this is a way that you can show students how business and marketing works in the professional world, and show them and educate them on by using different technologies. Now, the link here I provided is ArcGIS, and this is the actual program that I have used while taking GIS in the college level. And I'm pretty sure that this is the most common program that is used out there. And with this program, you'll click on the link and it will show you, of course you can buy the program here, but you can also, it will show you some of the tricks and some of the tools and how it is used in general. Now we have language arts. This is a subject, again, I feel like GIS can be applied to for students because a lot of times when students read some of the novels they're reading, the author talks about the location they're in or the area they're in or maybe somewhere they have traveled from A to B. And while kids are reading on this, they're able to plot the location they're at and follow the author as they discuss the book. And this is another way to visually show kids where the author's coming from. Many of the authors have journals or logs, and so I think would be a neat project for students to be able to pull up, GIS and plot these points on a map and kind of see where the author traveled through while he was writing the book. Now, the next subject here is mathematics. To me, mathematics is a large component of what GIS is. There are many logarithms and functions that are used in GIS to take the data and put it into visible form for the student or anybody that is looking through GIS. With mathematics, I feel like students will be able to explore mathematical functions of demographic data. Now, this might be the difference of ratio to male and female in different cities. And also you could take the percentages of different ethnic groups in different cities and take those numbers and compare them to one another mathematically. And again, to me, this is another way that students will be able to see something and they maybe be able to obtain the information better, because to me, and I think for a lot of other people, mathematics is a tough subject for students to visualize, and this would be one way to help them visualize the subject. Now, the very last one I have is health and biological science. This again ties with physical science slightly, but I felt that this should need its own complete slide. One of the reasons you can use this is by exploring locations and spread of diseases and illnesses. By looking back at history, today, you can see how diseases have spread and the direction and locations they have spread in the amount of time. In this way, students can visually understand how big of an impact some of these disease and illness have caused people in the past. And again, this can also be brought back to social studies and history. The next part of it I feel like is, again, extremely professionally done, is where people can track and plot animal migrations. This is used a lot with GIS in the professional world. A lot of times people will put tracking devices on animals and they will plot their migration to see how animals move in the wild. And I think this would be a really good project. Since I'm a science teacher, we'll be able to go onto a website and find, because I know for a fact a lot of this information is given publicly through different services, and I feel that it'll be a neat project for students to be able to take this data and try to see which way or which direction or how far these animals have migrated. Another one that's closely tied to migration is plot animal and plant speciation. Now again, this is showing you how far animals and plants have diversed in a population, and this again will be a neat project for students because it will show them how big of a range animals or a plant may be. And this could be, again, something physical a student can look at and help them obtain the information better. Well, this is the end of my project, and thank you very much.